this video, I'm going to show you the 3 S's of boxing footwork. The first one is called stepping, the second one is called skipping, and the third one is called shuffling. Let's begin. So the first thing you want to do when you're starting off boxing is learn how to step properly. So when you're in your fighting stance, doesn't matter which style, maybe if you're doing more of a peekaboo, if you're more of an outside fighter, doesn't matter, the footwork's the same. The first one I call is stepping. Okay, that's your just normal, everyday, moving forward, moving around the ring, following or getting away from your opponent. So when you're stepping, first direction I'm gonna travel is going forward. So if I'm moving forward, I'm gonna step with the foot closest to the direction of travel. So if I'm gonna go forward, I'm gonna step with my lead foot because it's closest, right? Now, if I'm gonna move forward, I'm just gonna step. You can see my feet. Now if I'm gonna move backwards, I'm gonna move the rear foot. Step. Just simple, small little steps. So go forward, step, go back, step, forward, step, and back, step. Now I can double it up. I can go backwards twice, I can step, or move forward twice. Okay, doesn't matter how many times you do it, that's the normal stepping in boxing. So again, if I go forward, I'm gonna step. If I go backwards, step. Now the key is to make it as natural as possible. So I'm just gonna stay relaxed and just step. So I'm just stepping forward and then I'm just stepping backwards, okay? Well, a couple things I want to avoid is I don't want to bring this foot up to this foot, okay? So looking at the side, I don't want to bring this foot up and then step. That's a totally different piece of footwork. So from the side, I'm just gonna step, okay? If I go backwards, step. Go forward, step. Really simple. Also, my first step can be a large step. So for instance, if I step out large, but my second step is gonna be small. So you see that? So I can step out big and then small. What I want to avoid is taking 2 large steps. Because if I take a large step with the lead leg and then a large step with the rear, then my feet come together. Then I'm off balance. Okay? So that's moving forward and backwards and what I call stepping. Same thing applies when I go right or left. So when I'm on my stance, if I'm going to move to the right-hand side, I'm going to step with the right foot first. Okay, so I'm going to step. Now if I go back to the left, step. Again, step. So what you don't want to do when moving, well, it's called a side step. I call it all stepping. When you move to the side, you don't want to do this. You don't want to cross your feet. Okay, you don't want to cross your feet. I want to keep my fighting stance as much as possible. So I'm going to do the side, boom. Go this side, step. Now change the angle. So you see it from this angle, step. Go back the other way. Just 2 little steps. Okay, real simple. Once I get all 4 directions of travel down, then I can just mix it up. So a good pattern to start with when you're learning how to step properly is I'll go forward, backwards, right, and left. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm just gonna go forward, backwards, right, and left. Forward, back, right, and left. Okay, and I can change up any pattern I want, but that's a good warm-up. Let's say you're using footwork as a warm-up. I might put a 3-minute clock on, or maybe a 2-minute clock on, and just do a box step right here. I'm just stepping. Then maybe I double it up. So that's the first piece of footwork that every fighter should know is how to step properly. I call it stepping. The second S is for skipping. So skipping is different than stepping. So the first S was stepping, okay? No matter which way I go. This one's just skipping. This is used more when I'm in front of my opponent or I go to reset. So I'm just gonna skip. I'm gonna get on the balls of feet, go forward and back. What's happening here is, let me turn to the side. 1 foot lands, then the other foot lands. 1 foot lands like this. See, step. Then I do it a little faster. Okay, I just get here. A lot of times what you do when you jump open. Okay, so I skip. All right, if I turn this way, skip. Okay, so that's the second S. The first S is stepping. So now I can add this together. The third S is what I call shuffling. So it's just like the first one, which is stepping. Now I'm gonna speed it up. So for instance, I'll turn to the side. So when you just normally step, I'm just gonna step. Okay, it's just like a normal pace. I'm just moving around the ring, either cutting the ring off, following my opponent, getting close, in and out. Okay, now shuffling is as I get on the balls of the feet and I double it up now. You see how I'm going here? I'm shuffling. I'm shuffling my feet. Make it smaller steps, getting on the balls of the feet and shuffling. So if I go forward, I'm gonna shuffle forward, shuffle back. And just stay relaxed. Shuffle forward, shuffle back. Now I can shuffle to both directions. I can shuffle to the right-hand side, shuffle to the left-hand side. So the key when I go sideways is I switch from a traditional stance with this foot back to more of a squared off stance. And that's when I go like this. As you see my hands down, I'm on the balls of the feet, I'm shuffling, okay? Because that will lead you into doing a circle step or shuffling when you're going in a circle. So what I mean by that, instead of just going side to side, now I can start circling, okay? I can start circling my opponent, getting in and out, okay? So I can move forward with the shuffle, move back, move side to side, and then I can circle out. I can shuffle out. Usually I do it with my hands up and right back to my point of reference. Okay, so that's the 3 S's. Let's do a quick review. All right, there's many other pieces of footwork, but everybody should be doing this one. So the first one's stepping. I'm just stepping, side to side or back. Okay, second one is skipping. All right, I'm skipping. Getting on the balls and feet and skipping. Okay, third one is shuffling. So I can shuffle forward, I can shuffle back. I can shuffle to the side, shuffle to the side. Or I can circle. I can circle my opponent and switch directions and go back. So that is the 3 S's of boxing footwork.